it to Christmas. This morning we're going to take you through how to get started on your roller skates if you've got a brand new pair for Christmas and this is the first time you've put your skates on and you're not sure what to do. Okay, step one, we need to get our skates on, and actually it makes a difference where you sit. So I'm going to prefer to sit on the floor because I always feel that if you're already on the floor, you can't fall further. So I'm going to sit on the floor. Also, I know that I have to get up, and getting up from a chair is actually much trickier than getting up from the floor. New skates, fresh out of the box. Tell us in the comments, what have you got? What are your new skates? And you lucky thing, who are they a gift from? So if you're lacing up for the first time, make sure that you actually unlace your skates almost all the way to the toe to make sure that you've got enough room to put your foot in. It's really common that people will say, oh no, these skates don't fit because they're not used to the narrow fit of their skates. And actually, if they unlace a little bit further down, pull the tongue up nice and firmly, they'll fit. Your skates will take a little while to put on. If you've got eyelets on your skates, if you've got a high top style, an artistic boot style, just remember it's totally up to you how far up the eyelets you choose to tie your hook and eye. You don't at all have to lace right up to the top. Okay, so it's totally up to you how far up you want to go. It's a very individual thing. You will find out what works for you. And now we've got to get up for the very first time. Now, there's obviously more than one way of getting onto your feet on your roller skates. And we quite often see people try to tuck their feet underneath their body like this and lift their bottom from the floor. That's not my preferred way of getting up when you're starting out, because your centre of gravity needs to be over your wheels, and you can see if I'm in this position, my wheels are really sticking right out at the front and my centre of gravity is probably somewhere here on my diaphragm, and I'm definitely not getting over my wheels anytime soon without really flipping my body forward, and that brings another whole host of problems. So we're going to get up in a different way. Oh, the other problem, although it is quite fun to do, is if you end up in this position and you try to get up and you sort of climb forward, sometimes you actually just end up rolling yourself off in that position, which may not be what you intended. Okay, so getting up from this position, if I put my feet out in front of me, I'm actually just going to swing my legs around my body, put my hands on one side. So leaning over to one side, swing my legs round, and now I'm going to kneel up. Once I'm on my knees, much more straightforward, I'm going to put one foot up, rest your hand on that foot and push on that foot and stand up. This is Jen. So swing your legs round so you're on your knees, put one leg up, push on that knee. If you wobble a bit, don't worry, just remember to bend your knees. And then when you're standing up, try to keep your knees a little bit soft and keep your weight forward. Okay, so you're standing up, and when you're standing up and you are unbalanced, the thing that you are most likely to do is straighten your legs, which is going to throw your weight back. And it's really easy to fall off the back of your roller skates because there's nothing there to stop you. Like an ice skate blade actually sticks out behind your heel, so it's much easier to stay upright. So if you're feeling unbalanced, try to touch your knees, okay? And you just got to think in your head all the time, bend your knees, okay? bend your knees and stick your bottom out. Right, really, really important, bend your knees and look where you're going. And if you remember nothing else, bend your knees and look where you're going. We need the stance of moving our shoulders from side to side, okay? But not like this. This is just rocking my body. I need to move my whole body, and it's called a penguin walk. So we're gonna have feet parallel, knees very slightly bent, and then we're just gonna rock from side to side, and I'm transferring my weight from side to side. You don't need to lift your feet, so you're not doing this. It's just a little rock. I've got like my penguin wings out, side to side, side to side. And we need this to do our skating stride, okay? So our shoulders have to be moving from side to side in order to do that. If we think about walking, if you try to walk on your roller skates, you will kind of stay on the spot because your shoulders don't move side to side when you're walking. So in everyday life, this is the motion you might have. It's definitely not this. You would look really strange if you were walking like this. So it feels really strange at first. When you're ready to start moving, we're going to take our toes from the parallel position, knees slightly bent, and just turn them out very, very slightly so that they're in a V. You don't want them too far, just a little bit out, okay, knees slightly bent. And now when you do your penguin walk, you'll end up moving forward. If you find your feet are going wider and wider, this is quite common, you need to be pulling them back together. So as you're leaning in one direction, put your weight on that leg so that you can pull the other one in. So penguin walk, penguin walk, penguin walk. Don't forget to bend your knees. Keep looking forward and have fun. Once you've mastered the penguin walk, we need to move on to the push and glide. Push your foot out to the side and then bring your foot back to the middle and roll. Try to push your foot to the side rather than behind you. Don't forget to keep your knees bent and look where you're going. Fear of falling stops us from roller skating, so try to bend your knees if you feel wobbly and lower yourself to the ground. Next up is a fundamental skill called a lemon. To perform this movement, push your heels out and pull your toes in. It's a little bit easier to start rolling if you've never done this before. Our other tip to help you with your lemon is to lower your shoulders as you push your heels out, so you're using your body weight to support you. This is a really useful skill, so it's definitely worth taking the time to master. Now let's put those lemons to good use learning a plough stop. The plough stop is the widest part of the lemon, and you continue to push through your heels. Try not to let your toes come back together. As you perform this stop, make sure you really bend your knees and use your arms to make sure that you don't tip backwards. It can be useful to prepare to stop. Lemon, lemon, stop.
So your feet are in a there, yeah. And okay, guess you're slightly rolling back.
So you want to be slightly rolling back.
Yeah. Enough balance. Okay. From the A. That's it. Yeah.
Maybe we should do it a bit closer, so like it doesn't necessarily need to be as
Do push and glide and then slow down and put your hands on your knees. I don't know who's going, but it's rolling.
It's like such dangerous.
Show must go on. So, are we going to do some penguin walk? Not that
Forward.
I'm just coming towards the camera. So.
Have you got the
The swimming arms, I think this helps.
Yeah. It does help though, doesn't it?